Hey you guys, it's Rachel here with Senza Tempo Cane Corso. And we're letting the puppies play a bit of tug. It's pretty funny. She's fine. Preacher, get out of the way. Who's winning? Oh no, I think Tennessee. Yeah.
She won't let go, but midnight.
Preacher is so in the way. Preacher, get out of the way.
Preacher, come here.
Move, dude.
Big roll.
Oh, good girl, Tennessee.
Get it, Tennessee.
Good girl, Tennessee.
Tennessee, get
You
it.
skeety girl.
Get it.
Skeety girl.
Get it, Tennessee. No, don't drop it. Where's
Skeety girl. Skeety girl.
Tennessee, you can do it.
Good girl. Good girl, Tennessee.
Get it, Tennessee. Put your hand. Blondie, hey, come here. Come.
Hand me the rag.
No, Preacher. Hey, go away.
Cashmere got all upset with that.
I'm not gonna throw it at you because then they'll all just.
Let me see it. Here. Hey. Yep. Good boy, Preacher. You should get it. Just get it, Preacher. Just get it, boy. Good girl, Tennessee. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Tennessee. That's so funny. Now, I don't know if you can see, but I have my arm around Cashmere right now because there's no way that I could do this with Cashmere without being held because she would run over there and start trying to dominate.
She's angry now.
Well, I think it was because Midnight kept messing with him.
He's like, man,
She has she likes to mess with him. She takes advantage of the fact that that's his favorite daughter. Yeah, see, he's putting her in her place right there. He's checking her. She's like, all right, man. I pushed it too far. I pushed it too far.
How do you know she's his favorite daughter?
Because I know. I can tell. Oh, look at him checking velocity.
Give it.
It's very clear communication right there.
Drop it. Drop it. Ah. Drop it.
Ooh. Oh. Skeeted. Skeeted, Preacher.
She's like, I'll just chew it. Didn't fall. And it's like, hey.
Oh, he's very mad at Midnight. Very mad. Heavy discipline. Heavy discipline. So that's a higher up correction right there.
But he didn't hurt.
Yep. And Preacher's not normally one to discipline a pup. There he is. Yep, he's letting everybody know. He's like, y'all better chill out.
You didn't let me win, Tucker.
Yep. No, it's not about winning. It's because she wasn't trying to. Yeah, she wasn't trying to take it. She was just trying to mess with him.
So give me it.
So. Yeah, now he's not in the mood.
He's so gonna follow.
Mm-hmm.
Preacher, what's wrong?
He's like, I don't even want it. Well, because they kept messing with him. They wouldn't just play. Kept digging on. They kept grabbing on his face. Yep. Look at him all butt hurt. Look at that face.
Preacher.
What's the matter, Preacher? Are you mad? They weren't playing fair, were they? I know. They're children.
It's like, man, I'm cute. Preacher, what if I get it for you? Preacher, you want it?
So it's a lesson to Velocity not to take it as seriously. And it's also a lesson to Midnight to stay out of his face. Yep, Cashmere tried to get. Oh, I gotta pull her back. Yeah, I see you, woman. I see you, woman. Here's my cashmere. Here's your cashmere. Here's your cashmere. So you see how Velocity's trying to take possession of it? So she's trying to pull a cashmere, but she's not a cashmere. She's not that high up in rank, and so she gets messed with.
Hi, Preacher. Why are you upset again? Why are you upset again?
Because he wants to get onto her for it, and he can't. You see? Yep, you see how she's communicating to Blondie to stay away from it. But, of course, Blondie didn't listen.
He's like, you don't know.
Yep, see? Psst. Velocity, no. So I have to correct her for it. No. And that's why we don't have toys. I had somebody ask me why we don't have toys, and I wanted to give you an example of why we don't have toys. Because it escalates into possessiveness. That's the natural way that the game escalates. If you watch and see, if you rewatch this video and you watch, you'll see that it starts off as just funny games. Everybody is going after it. But once one dog kind of feels like they've got an edge over the others, then they will start to guard whatever it is, and you'll get some competition for it. Now, Preacher knew better than to compete for it in the same way that Velocity just tried to. He backed out of it with a look on his face, but you saw Velocity kept trying, and it even escalated to her trying to nip at Blondie to regain possession of the toy. And as you saw the entire time, I couldn't even do the exercise without holding on to Cashmere, because Cashmere knows what's going to happen, and she, you know, as y'all have seen, anytime that Velocity starts to get too amped up, Cashmere goes over and tries to check her. And that's why. Because that's what Velocity will escalate to. And Cashmere knows better than to let her do that. So she goes in to try to check her behavior. So anyway, so I wanted to give a clear demonstration. That's not really a toy. It's just a rag that we grabbed to be able to give you a demonstration.
You're gonna drop it.
Yeah, it's literally just a dinner rag or whatever. So we wanted to give you guys just an example of what they can be like with it, and why I personally choose not to let my pack get to that escalated level of play. You know, we did it this time just to show you guys. I know that I can handle them. You know, like I said, I've got my hand on Cashmere here, so she's the only one that I would worry about. You know, like when Velocity acts up, she's the only one that would take it too far. So knowingly we had her, you know, locked down right here. But you know, it's something to keep in mind if you do have more than one dog, especially if you have two adult females, something like that. Any potential natural competitive relationship, whether it be siblings or same gender dogs, because a lot of times females will have issues with each other, or males will have issues with each other over competitiveness. So there are ways of doing that, and that's just limiting things that they can get competitive over. So feeding them separately and supervised to make sure that that they don't get into each other's food, and then making sure that there's no toys so that they can't get possessive over that. Making sure they each have their own beds so that they know their place where they go. And then you always make sure that if you're petting one of them and the other one comes up to try to push you out of the way, that you don't let them do that. You always make sure that you're petting who you want to pet when you feel like petting them, not because they made you pet them, not because they pushed the other one away, because you are equally a resource to the dog. Affection is a resource. So they'll guard you the same way that they'll guard a toy if you let them.
And Blondie does it.
Yeah, Blondie does it. Yeah, she tries to.
She tries.
Hey, pretty girl.
Like Midnight will come up to me, and Blondie will be right next to me, and she'll get mad at me.
Pretty girl. Yeah, Midnight tries to get that way with me in Tennessee because she knows that I am very bonded to Tennessee as well. But I really do try to make sure that everybody gets equal amounts of affection. It doesn't matter if I like one of the other dog's personalities better than the other. I still don't let them know it. It's the same way with kids, like usually in a family of a bunch of kids, even though the parents will never admit it, they usually have a favorite. And it's not anything that particular kid does better than the others. It's usually just because you get along better together. that you usually relate to each other better. So in the world of dogs, packs of dogs, it's the same way. We all have different strengths and weaknesses, and we all get along differently. So for me, the type of temperament that I really get along with is the same as like Preacher. Midnight has it. She's sitting over here by me. And then Tennessee has it as well. They both are, or all three of them are pretty serious dogs. They are pretty dominant dogs, but not overly. Like they are the kind of dogs that they're not trying to really tell anybody what to do, but they don't want to be told what to do either. They love to be next to their owners. They're very kind of calculating, thinking dogs, and they're always watching you so that they can learn off of you, and that makes them better dogs. Preacher, quit your growling. Savannah, quit messing with that dog.
No, it's Blondie. He doesn't mind him messing with his face right now. I'm literally getting this. He's gonna end up on his paws next to his.
So anyway, I figured it was because Preacher's not allowed to growl at Savannah, but I'm over here listening to him hum, and I couldn't figure out what else was going on. Oh, okay.
No, he doesn't want my foot.
Oh, that's that. Yeah, there she is. Yeah, it's her. She's sticking her face in his face. They always want to lick his face, and he doesn't like that. It's the same thing that he didn't like about Velocity. She doesn't do it as much, but he really doesn't like it. It's the same way if you look at like male lions. They don't like being messed with their babies usually. Like, for the most part, a male lion's form of affection is indifference. So, and that's kind of how Preacher is. He's not the most affectionate. He kind of likes to just be left alone. So anyway, just heads up on that. Like I said, that's why we don't do toys. As you see now, as soon as we take the toy away, everybody's relaxing and being calm, which I personally think is better for the house. I'm not really keen on having dogs roughhousing in the house. Things get knocked over. It's kind of like kids. You wouldn't want your kids running around, jumping on the furniture, messing everything up. Yep. So anyway, just keep that in mind with them. If you want to, you take them outside, you run them around, that's where you let them get their exercise. But even as such with a pack, I still wouldn't really encourage a lot of toy play because of the fact that it can lead to possessiveness. So, and you just never know how. Oh, Blondie. I'm sorry, that's Midnight. Yeah, she's over here pushing me around. So anyway, so you never really know how your individual pack is going to respond to it. And like I said, usually your alpha female, like Cashmere right here, will come in and check the omega. If the omega starts to get, loud, or if any of the dogs start to display a level of intensity that could jeopardize the overall stability of the pack mentality, the alpha will come in and shut it down. So that's why it's really important to monitor the level of play to ensure that it remains harmonious, because it'll avoid potential fights. So anyway, that's our little video for today. Hope you guys are having a great evening. TGIF, and yeah, and we'll catch you guys later. So, bye. We'll talk at you later.